Professor Keelthara adjusted her environmental suit nervously as she entered the integrated classroom on Unity Station. Today marked the first attempt at mixed-species education in galactic history, and she had the dubious honor of teaching biology to representatives from 12 different worlds. Among them were 3 humans, the first Deathworlders ever admitted to the Galactic Academy. The humans sat in the back row, looking deceptively ordinary. Marcus, Riley, and Zoe appeared relaxed, almost bored, as other students filed in wearing various life support systems. The Veltari needed pressurized methane chambers. The crystalline Zeklon required UV radiation shields. The aquatic Mare Danny floated in mobile water tanks. Today we'll conduct a simple stress response test, Professor Keelthara announced, her voice amplified through the translation matrix. Nothing dangerous, just a simulation to measure basic physiological reactions. She activated the classroom's environmental controls. The first test was temperature variance. The room's temperature dropped to what most species considered uncomfortably cold. Around the classroom, students began activating heating elements in their suits. Respiratory rates increased. The Veltari started shivering in their methane chambers. The humans didn't react at all. Professor Keelthara frowned at her readings and pushed the temperature lower. Ice crystals formed on the walls. Emergency protocols began flashing warnings. Still, the humans sat calmly, their vital signs barely fluctuating. "Impossible," muttered Dr. Vexhai, the ethereal observer taking notes in the corner. At these temperatures, cellular function should be severely impaired. Next came the pressure test. The professor gradually increased atmospheric pressure beyond what most species could tolerate. Students began gasping, their breathing apparatus working overtime. The Mare Danny's tanks started stress fracturing. Marcus simply yawned. "Are you experiencing any discomfort?" Professor Keelthara asked the humans directly. "Not really," Riley replied casually. "It's like being underwater, maybe 30 feet down. Kinda nice, actually." The professor's 4 hearts skipped beats. 30 feet underwater would crush most galactic species instantly. Dr. Vexhai was now taking frantic notes. "Test their pain tolerance," he whispered urgently. Professor Keelthara hesitated but activated the neural stimulator, a device that created mild discomfort sensations. She started at the lowest setting, barely perceptible to most species. The humans looked around expectantly. "When does it start?" Zoe asked. The professor cranked the device to maximum. Around the room, other students cried out in distress. The Veltari began emergency evacuation protocols. The Zeklon's crystals dimmed to near black from the overload. The humans were discussing lunch plans. "Turn it off," Dr. Vexhai shouted, his translucent form flickering with panic. "This is beyond scientific inquiry." But Professor Keelthara was transfixed by her readings. The humans' nervous systems were processing the pain signals. Their neural activity showed they felt everything. They simply weren't reacting to it. "Ow," she whispered. Marcus shrugged. "I broke my leg in 3 places during football practice once. Coach told me to walk it off, so I finished the game. This is maybe a 2 out of 10 compared to that." "What's a football?" several students asked simultaneously. Riley grinned. "It's a game where we intentionally run into each other at full speed while trying to carry a ball across a field." The classroom fell silent except for the hum of life support systems. "For fun," Zoe added helpfully. Dr. Vexhai's form was now strobing in alarm. "Professor, I'm reading their baseline stress hormones. What they consider relaxed would put most species in intensive care." The revelation hit like a meteor impact. These weren't just Deathworlders. They were beings so far beyond normal galactic physiology that they existed in a constant state of what other species would consider crisis-level stress. "Your homeworld," Professor Keelthara asked weakly, "what's it like?" "Earth? Oh, it's great," Marcus said cheerfully. "Sure, there are hurricanes, earthquakes, volcanoes, deadly animals, toxic plants, extreme weather, and gravity that would crush most things we've met, but the sunsets are beautiful." Professor Keelthara slowly sat down, her environmental suit's cooling systems working overtime. I need to revise the curriculum, she muttered. From that day forward, human physiology became a required course at the Galactic Academy. Not to understand how to treat them, but to understand how they'd survived it all. The class was simply titled Advanced Impossibility Studies.